What's good, y'all? It's Will Ross back at again with another video. So I'm gonna check out NASCAR drivers giving up during races. Now, this should be a pretty interesting one. I don't think I've ever really seen that. Granted, I hadn't really watched NASCAR in a very, very long time, so I wouldn't really know. But I guess boys may have gotten crashed or whatever the case and said, you know what, fuck it, I'm done with the race. I'm done. Check me out. Take me. Hey, I'm coming to pit lane. I'm done. I'm done. So I want to see how does that even play out. Appreciate all the love and support, man. Let's get right into this one, bro.
You could ever do. But sometimes it's a valid reason. Sometimes you're injured or sometimes you need a break. But most of the time when you give up, it's because you just don't care anymore. And in this video, we're going to look at some NASCAR moments where drivers just gave up. Just like when Kyle Busch left the racetrack after his team fixed the race car and they had to have Dale Earnhardt Jr. fill in for him.
Here's one for the, you won't believe this. The 5 car is back on track. After being involved in that crash, the driver is Dale Earnhardt Jr.
That's interesting.
I couldn't even hardly steer it back to the garage area. Got it back and couldn't turn it into my own garage stall. So I went ahead and, came over the radio, told everybody I think this, loaded up, this thing's done. And didn't hear a, confrontation from that. So I just figured they were just going to work on it, load it up. But, I was in a great deal of discomfort. Felt like I got pretty much beat up from 2 pretty heavy crashes over the weekend. So I was changing my clothes. Nobody came in and discussed anything with me. So I just went back to my motorhome and loaded up and headed to the airport.
That was not the only time that Kyle Busch gave up. Kyle Busch gave up during the 2021 Darlington race after hitting the wall outside turn number 2. He was so angry that he drove straight to the garage, got out of his car, and went straight into the hauler.
Let's take a look. He's on the outside of Austin Dillon. There's contact in turn 2.
That's just what you and Jeff Burton were just talking about, that the drivers not in the playoffs, they're still here to race. That's the thing that separates, but how do you race around those guys that are in the playoffs?
Yeah, and we were just talking about give and take, give and take. That was a little bit too much take and not enough give at that point in time.
Frustrated by that just alone, and now parked in the garage for the night.
Yeah, he's going to probably put himself in a must-win situation here, maybe. And he's going to 2 great tracks for him at Richmond.
You can tell he's frustrated just by his manner.
And also at Bristol.
He just parked it right there. Yeah, he was over it. He was done.
But there's no guarantee, so certainly a setback for him.
No, we talk about this all the time. If you come out of the first race of any round, it's almost a must-win in the second race or the third race to move to the next round.
Tony Stewart decided that he wasn't having enough fun during the Busch Series race at Richmond, and he just parked the car, got out of it, and said, I don't want to race this anymore. And that was pure Tony Stewart.
Just running around a bunch of hacks out there. It's not worth destroying Delaney and Kevin's car. I mean, the guys out there, you got guys like David Green, who's won Busch championships, and I like him. I like Ashton Lewis. He ran over us once, so I give him the same business, and that's why we spun. I did it to myself. I was the cause of that problem, but just getting tired of getting run into by a bunch of guys that really don't know what they're doing. So it's just Richmond. They're all out there fighting for spots just like we are. They got every right to race hard. So just not a fun night. When your car's not driving good anyway, and then you're racing with guys in the mid-pack or back of the pack like that, it makes for an ill night. And I just said, before we destroy this thing, I'm just going to park it. I've had all the fun I can stand for one night.
Damn.
Come on, Clint! God!
He's still down there. Still there. He just came up and wrecked the hell out of you again on purpose.
Y'all have it going. That's it. That's why I don't take this shit serious.
Sorry, Tyler. Just trying to talk to you there.
Peace out!
Bubba Wallace got mad during an iRacing race during COVID times when NASCAR was on iRacing, and he ended up losing a sponsor due to this after rage quitting.
Interesting turn of events.
Whoa, I didn't know boys was really doing that. Like they were out there racing on the game? What? I did not know that. Nuns knew that during COVID. Boys was like actual NASCAR drivers were actually having real competition on the game. I didn't know that at all.
Under the red flag, the 18 of Kyle Busch, he decided that he wasn't going to sit there on the track anymore. He was 3 laps down, and he decided, I'll just bring it into the garage. So he turned around and went backwards down pit road, pulled it into the garage, and now he's out of the car, and he'll be watching the end of this race.
He can't gain or lose, so
get out of town.
He said, fuck it.
Talked about the hot day. Kyle Busch, he get out of his race car. Well, look how warm it is, 116 degrees now with no air movement.
I'm
116. Ooh, damn, that came out of nowhere. But 116 in the whip with all that protective gear. Oh, nah, bro. Nah. I be dying when I hop in the car, leave my car outside for a little bit. It'd be like 101. I be cooking just to turn the car on, bro.
I'm sensing a pattern here, and it involves Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch once again loses control of his temper and effectively ends his race so early at Texas Motor Speedway and ends up trashing his own race car trying to take out Ron Hornaday, who was competing for a championship with only a couple races left to go in the season. Kyle Busch and Ron Hornaday got together. Busch lost his temper and ended up taking himself out and giving up his race.
Right now the caution is already out. A little bit more damage on Ron Hornaday's truck. Very minimal damage to that 18 truck, but this is when he's going to show his displeasure to Ron Hornaday. He gets up against him and he just won't never turn him loose, Mikey.
He's running wide open in the back of that truck, and he finally turns him head on into that outside wall.
Sheesh.
I don't think NASCAR's going to, I think this goes beyond a little bit of have at it, boys.
Oh, it's definitely way past that.
Hell yeah.
That truck's running 130, 40 miles an hour when it hits that outside wall.
Look at that thing jump up off the ground. Look at all the damage to that 33 truck.
Later parts of the season, teams always bring extra parts, spare things, but this hit is so massive that the front clip has to be bent. Everything underneath that hood.
Oh my
God.
Rick,
beyond repair.
He's out. He may get back on the racetrack and gain 2 or 3 positions.
I don't think he's going to do that, Phil.
I think that truck's probably ruined.
There's no better story than Mark Martin thinking he won the race, but effectively giving up his first place position, coming down pit road before the race was even over. Mark Martin had one of the biggest boneheaded moves in NASCAR history, and still to this day he laughs about it, but I bet at the time it was not funny for him. Martin would ultimately lose this Bristol race in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, and he would not get to take home the trophy after giving up his position with only 2 laps to go.
Well, then David Green was winning this race.
David Green is going to win the race as Mark Martin has pulled down pit road.
I don't believe it.
I don't believe it.
A situation. I mean, the white flag was waving so clearly.
That's Christian Lovendahl, one of the Roush members, and John Kernan has been looking for Mark Martin. John?
Well, I caught up with him. Mark is changed into his Valvoline Winston Cup suit, tying his shoe there, and Mark, I tell you, I've never seen anything like that. I guess, well, Kel Yarborough back when Richard Petty won his 200th, but he was in second at that point. What happened?
I can't believe anybody else would be that stupid.
So what when...
Listen, man, I've been pulling for David Green to win really hard, but that's not like that. That's the stupidest thing ever done. There's nothing else I can say. I thought the race was over. Those guys pulled up beside of me waving, and I swear I thought I saw Houston come down pit road. I thought it was over.
Dinner will be ready at 5.
I mean, at least he tried his best to make light of the situation, but damn, that's kind of wild, bro. Boy thought the race was, and wait a minute, huh? Oh no, damn.
At the beginning of the video, we talked about times drivers would give up due to health issues. One moment that is forgotten by many of fans is when Kevin Harvick was suffering from heat exhaustion. Harvick had run the Busch Series race the previous day, and by the time the Cup Series race had started, he was not feeling well. Middle through the race, Kevin Harvick had had enough. He called it quits and had to have a fill-in driver, and he had to get out of the car and have somebody else continue the race for him. That driver was Kyle Petty, and Kyle Petty salvaged what was left of the 29 car, helping Kevin Harvick out on that very day at Bristol.
Dale Jarrett did not stop Dave. Kevin Harvick coming down to attention of his pit.
And once again, Kyle Petty, whose 45 car is out of this race, wrecked earlier, has been called to replace Kevin in the cockpit. They're about the same size height-wise. Kyle may be a little bit taller and hopefully able to overcome that right shoulder situation that Kevin was having. Get his right arm falling asleep. They know they have to get someone in there, so they'll pull Kevin out, and they'll put Kyle Petty in the 29 car.
Yeah, because of this. So big turn there.
for some of the drivers in the race to the chase in the late stages here at Bristol tonight.
Heat exhaustion, that's a real thing. Like we just saw 116 in those vehicles. Like, that's a real thing, bro. Like, that's it. Kudos to anybody that's driving, especially in NASCAR, bro. Like, the amount of stress you're dealing with at high speeds, dealing with the temperature, the heat, and it's just incredible that they're able to do this for a sustained period of time, too.
Relief drivers used to be not an uncommon thing here at Bristol, right? BP?
Oh, no. I came here with John A. Esman about every time I came in the 70s. I finally figured out how to hold my head up, and it was okay after that. But
he actually won a race with a relief driver here, right?
Yeah. John A. and I won the race by 7 laps.
So Harvick getting attention for the numb left arm.
Oh, damn. That's not good.
Kyle Petty still strapping aboard that 29 machine.
Yeah, man. Understandable. Sometimes, hey, sometimes you're frustrated. You know, I don't want to be out here. You medically don't feel well. You got wrecked. You're like, you know what? I'm good. I've dealt with enough. It happens. It definitely does happen, man. You know, much respect to all drivers out there in any type of, whether it's NASCAR, Indy, you know, Formula One, whatever it is, you out there driving at high speeds, you know, got my respect, because it's not easy at all. But comment down below, let me know some other videos y'all want me to check out. Appreciate all love, support. See y'all on the next one. Peace.